Hi fishy folks, and happy Friday to you. Today, a little bit of a feeding video, and we'll talk about some fish food, and maybe we'll do a little tour, and at the end maybe some underwater 4K footage of the Mutt Guppy tank. Go ahead and grab a snack and a beverage, obliterate that subscription button, gently boop the notification bell, and check out michaelsfishroom.com. Stand by. Alright fishy folks, let's go over some of the foods I have in the fish room. Of course, most of these foods you can buy at supercichlids.com. I'll be at the store in Dover, Delaware this weekend. I'm not sure if it'll be Saturday or Sunday. I'll put a little post on my Facebook page in case you're close and you want to stop by and say hi. What day I'm going to be there, but stop by anyway, even if I'm not there. The store is great. Alright fishy folks, here are some of the foods I feed in the fish room. You can see the Krill Pro by Northfin. I bought the 6 mil size because my plan was to use this to feed to Chewy. Unfortunately, he doesn't particularly care for it. So I crush it up and give it to my guppies, and they love it. Then my favorite guppy food of all time, the Cobalt Ultra Pellet Guppy. And you can see I bought this big tub. I actually bought this tub. It was $100. And I used the hell out of it. This is what we're going to feed today in the fish room, so you'll see it, but I mean, you can see some of the pictures of the food. There's garlic, there's shrimp, there's prawns. So just great ingredients. Prawns, dried spirulina, algae, jumbo squid meal, whole anchovy, whole sardine, just to name a few. Great food, really like it. Perfect size for adult guppies. The guppy fry can nibble on it as it's falling down, and when it hits the bottom of the tank, they kind of go down and chill. It is floating nano bits, but they do sink after a while, which is nice. One of my other favorite foods from Cobalt is the Ultra Pellet Shrimp and Veggie. I feed it to the Pleco tanks. Now, I overfeed the hell out of my Plecos, so this will cloud your water if you overfeed it. But as we're talking about that, I also love the kelp wafers from Northfin, which will do the same thing. It will cloud the water if you overfeed it, so don't overfeed. While we're down here, let's take a look at some of my other foods. This is just a PVC gutter that I screwed to the rack. If you put the end caps on, it'll make it a little bit more strong and secure, but I'm cheap. They're the expensive part. The gutter's really cheap, but the end caps are like really expensive. Anyway, we have some Dr. Bachelor. Like the Dr. Bachelor, don't like that it's hard to get your hand in there. There's a little tiny spoon. It's whatever. Here's some Everything Aquatic Antibiotic Duo Flake. I talk about it all the time. Check out Dina's store, Everything Aquatic. This is all for Chewy. Chewy. This actually came with, when I bought him, this was in the box. I fit it a couple times. This is the Excalibur Diamond Dust, to bring out the pearling. This is the regular Excalibur, which is my favorite food for him. This is pre-release Intense Red and Mass Effect for a ginormous cock. There's Chewy and his fantastic cock. I like the Excalibur food, but I also feed this Ultra Pellet Predator, which he's not much of a fan of, to be honest, either. He does like the Ultra Pellet Cichlid, though. Back to guppies. Discus flakes from Ocean Nutrition, one of my favorite flake foods. High protein content, 51%. I love it for fried Cobalt Smartemia. I really like the Ultra line, Cobalt Ultra Color Flake. I have Worm Flake upstairs right now, a big can like this. It's just upstairs. I feed it sometimes to the outside ponds, as well as my angelfish tank upstairs. But all right. Love the Cobalt, love the Ocean Nutrition. We have some NLS Grow. Still trying to figure out if I like it. It has 45% protein. The ingredients seem pretty good. Giant squid, whole Antarctic krill, wheat flour, which we all know the flour is used as a binder. It's a little bigger than I thought it was going to be. I mean, obviously you can see it, but I don't know. I like it, but I'm not in love with it yet. I just started using it about 2 weeks ago. And you can see the different variety of foods I have. That's key for your fish as well. Don't feed just one food. I only feed it maybe once every 4 or 5 days, so I kind of got to Got to see if they like it, pay a little bit more attention. But look at the mutt guppy tank. 90 gallons of mutt guppies. Is that not beautiful? And look, there's a camera in there. We're going to get some footage, hopefully, at the end of this video. All right, on to tropical. So these tropical high algae discs, extra large, does not cloud water. These are okay. Not in love with them. These discus granules, I thought they'd be a little bit better, to be honest. Not really in love with them. These things, don't buy these. I don't like these high protein. They don't eat them, which is strange. Like, I always find them left over the next day. Whereas if I drop the kelp wafers or the shrimp and veggie pellet up there, they're gone. So, Ocean Nutrition sent me these grazing wafers. Nothing special here. And, some Hikari premium food from Japan. I have some more upstairs, though. And that's pretty much it for the different foods I have in the fish room. Well, that's not true. I have rapashi, I just haven't made it in a while. I like the rapashi, but it is stinky. Let's stand here and watch Chewy for a minute. And of course I have canned green beans. And actually currently I'm feeding some fresh squash. A friend of mine grows squash and gave us 2 ginormous ones, and I grabbed one for the fish room. So there's a big disc in there. I mean, squash is a little bit different than cucumber. It doesn't sink as well. I probably should have blanched it. I'm just too lazy. So I put 2 forks in it and it sank. These guys haven't really started to eat it yet, but the Super Reds are going to town. You can see one of the adults on top eating it. And we got some fried chilling and eating it. So hopefully everybody will devour their... Nothing up here yet. Lots of snails. So here's what happened with this tank. I'm a dummy. I sold 2 big females. One of them I sold to a friend who needed a female. And so Karen and Alan needed a female. I thought I had more and I sold them one of mine. I don't think I actually sold. I think I gave it to them because they're awesome. And I needed a female. I have 2 really big males and I think I have some younger females. That's why I don't have any production out of this tank. But that's what happens when you're a dumb breeder. All right, folks, let's feed some Cobalt Ultra Flake, shall we? What I'm going to do is set the camera up on a tripod and maybe do some fast motion with some pretty cool music. You'll see me feed the fish room, and then we'll see some 4K underwater footage from my GoPro. Stand by. All right, fishy folks, let's feed some Cobalt Ultra Pellet Guppy. I love this stuff. I can't talk highly enough about it. I really do like it. I really do use it. You can see the big tub. By the way, old school design t-shirt, original design by me, which stinks. My buddy Jason from Jadron Aquatics took my logo and made it into that cool teardrop shape that you see now. Laundry's done. And I really like the new one. In fact, you can buy some of my swag on teespring.com, link in the description below. Use promo code MFR20, 20,000 subscribers, get 20% off your cool MFR shirts, hoodies, die-cut stickers, mugs, whatever you want to buy. All right, fishy folks. Hope you've refilled your snack and your beverage. I'm going to feed the fish room. It's going to go in fast motion with some pretty cool music. And I hope you enjoy it. So, stand by. Now, before we really get into the feeding, people say, how much should you feed? Now, this is another open-ended question, folks. All depends on how much water you want to change. I overfeed the hell of my fish for 2 reasons. I want them to grow so I can sell them, and I want them to grow so I can sell them. So, I also change 10% water every day, so I'm not worried about my water parameters getting out of whack because I've overfed and that food is now rotting, causing ammonia, causing nitrite, causing nitrate. It doesn't bother me that much because I have the auto water change system. I'm fine. In your case, if you don't have an auto water change system, most fish foods will say, only feed what the fish will eat within 2 minutes of dropping the food in, or something like that. That's fine. Most fish are opportunistic eaters, which means if there's food available, they will eat it to the point where they, don't do well. So, how much food should you feed? I would just feed a little food twice a day. once a day. I've gone 8 days without feeding. They've been fine. Actually, when I was in Japan, 14 days, no food. And I'm sure there were some fry eaten because they're tender and delicious, but most tanks look just like I left them, so that's good. All right. How much food should you feed? Remember, their bellies are really, really tiny, so 1 or 2 pellets, maybe 3 pellets per full-size guppy is about right. If you're feeding flake food, a couple of tiny little crushed up flakes per guppy is about right. All right, back to the feeding. Stand by. All right, fishy folks. Ultra pellet guppy, supercichlids.com. Get a small jar if you only have 1 tank. Get a big jar if you have more than 1 tank. It is great stuff. Now, what we're going to do is feed the Plecos that don't have zucchini. Let's go with the kelp wafers. What did I feed yesterday? Probably shrimp, so we'll go with the kelp wafers. I try to switch off. They get green beans or some other fresh vegetable once a day. And if there's no food left over in the tank, then I drop in either some kelp wafers or some of the shrimp and veggie pellets. I buy the big bag of kelp wafers. I forget how expensive this thing is. No price on it. But I go through it a lot, and the more bulk you buy, the better it is. So I didn't put any zucchini. This is the 14 millimeter kelp wafer, by the way, if you've never seen it, in the longfin Pleco tank. So we're gonna drop a bunch in there. Again, I don't care about overfeeding because I have the auto water change system. If you have 1 Pleco, I'd probably break this in half and feed that to them once a day-ish. But you know, there's 4 adults in there and I don't know, 60 or 70 fry that I want to grow out, so I feed the heck out of them. There's zucchini in there. I have a couple Plecos in the mutt guppy tank. There's zucchini in there, nothing in there. Grow outs. 2 so there's 2 like 3-inch chocolate albino Plecos. They're for sale, guys. If you want them, they're $10 each. Email me and I'll send you an invoice. I just sent 2 to a customer. She's really happy with them. I just put 1 in there. Delete it. We got some Plecos in here with babies. Longfin albinos. Alright, that does it for the Pleco feeding. Now we got to hit up the fry. It is Friday, and I do want to show you some fry because we have some new fry in the fish room. Drinking game, how many times can I say fry? So I love the Ultra Pellet Smartemia. You know I love it. I also like the, I can't remember what it's called, but from Northfin, the fry powder, whatever it's called. I like that stuff too. I'm just out of it. Every time I'm at Super Cichlids, I forget to pick it up because I'm always like, you know, just hanging out, having fun. All right, so the thing about this Smartemia, a little bit goes a long way. It's very dense. They love it, and I overfeed it. And I overfeed it because I want the fry to go fast. And I do get food donated to me, so it doesn't cost as much for me to feed 55 tanks as it would for you. That's just a fact of life, folks. Keeping it real for you. All right, we do the same thing with the fry food. We just drop a little bit in. I tend to overfeed fry tanks if there's just fry in there because I really want them to grow. So let me get these tanks down here. All right, let's show you some fry for Friday, and then some underwater footage from the GoPro. Stand by. All right, fishy folks, this is the Dumbo Red Mosaic firework I got from Phil at Tamed Waters, and there was some fry the next day after I pulled them out of the bag. There's 2, you can see, sort of juveniles left, but I did see itty bitty tiny fry in here this morning. So it looks like there was another drop, and of course they're hiding right now and we can't see them. I'm looking feverishly through the brush to try to find a little itty bitty fry. Maybe you've seen one already. I've seen 5 or 6 at once in the tank. I'm actually surprised the female is out. She was hiding all morning while I was down here. Oh, are there some down there? Yeah, there's a couple down there. So pretty excited about these gumbo red mosaic fireworks. They look gorgeous. We got some fry. We'll be growing these out and putting them on the website probably, hopefully before the winter when we shut down. So shut down shipping. So we'll see. These super Dumbo dragons, I don't see any fry yet. Let's take a look at the food though. You can see there's a lot of food floating on the surface. There's some Smartemia still in here. And I definitely, oh, that's actually the Guppy Ultra Pellet. I actually really overfeed these tanks because I want them to get as much protein as possible and pop out babies. A lot of people don't understand guppies do need the protein to make the babies. So you can see them, you know, nibbling on the Guppy pellet, and then there's the Smartemia floating for the smaller guys. Love the food. Down here we have some more fry. These are the red cobras I got at the Bucks County Aquarium Society auction in May. And there have been 2 drops. I don't know, there's probably 50 or 60 fry in there. Actually, maybe it looks like there's a 3rd drop because I see some really tiny ones over there. Anyway, waiting for these guys to grow out. They all appear to be females now, and they don't appear to be cobras, but it could just be that they're small. Sometimes when guppies are first born, they don't really develop color for about a month or so. So I also overfeed the heck out of this tank because I want these guys to grow to see what they look like. Here we have a regular bristlenose pleco nibbling on a kelp wafer from Northfin, and there's his buddies in the back sharing one. So nice. So let's talk about the purple snowflake and red cobras I got from liveaquaria.com. You can see there's fry in here. So even though these fish, I'm happy with the fact that I brought them back from, they weren't that unhealthy, but you know, I treated them for parasites. They seem to be doing well. They've dropped a couple drops in here of fry. They're not what I wanted. They are probably gonna go in the mutt tank. I'm gonna see what the fry look like. If they are all pretty similar, I'll call them something and sell them on the website. So let's take a look at the other fish I got from there. Also, no deaths in this batch, which is really good, but those are some pretty low quality red cobras. I definitely can't sell those red cobras. And then these are the other purple snowflakes, which the males, some of the males even look different than the first batch I got. So where else do we have fry? I mean, we have fry everywhere. We have lots of Pleco fry for Friday. Where else did I see cool fry? There's some fry in the yellow cobra tank, and of course there's fry. There's longfin Pleco fry. There's fry in this red cobra tank. Can't make enough red cobras, as I told you. The pond outside hopefully will produce well. Oh, the red dragon mosaics. There's fry in there, of course. But all right, fishy folks, grab a snack and a beverage if you haven't done so already, and let's take a look at some of the underwater footage from the GoPro from the 90-gallon massive mutt guppy tank. let's get into the food, shall we? I'm okay. That's gonna be a blooper, because, yeah. So do me a favor, grab your snack and a beverage. Go ahead and obliterate that subscription button. That would be subscription button. Most fish are opportunistic eaters. I don't know if I said that right. Opportunistic eaters, that's right. Hey fishy folks, and happy Friday to you. Today, kind of a fish room tour, kind of a feeding tour. I'm just gonna, you know, it's early morning on Thursday. I'm off today and tomorrow, so you don't really care. Hey fishy folks, and happy Friday to you. Today, a little something different. Not really different. Alright fishy folks, by the way, old school original design t-shirt. Before we switched to the teardrop shape, thank you to Jason from Jared? No. What the hell is the name of his channel? That's a blooper.